everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuoki Kyoto Wins. We are pursuing Sanin, though we won't actually be on this route till the end of Chapter 4, so there's really not that much individual character route activity in the first game, it seems like. I don't know, I guess I shouldn't say that until we actually get there, huh? So let's just keep pressing on and see. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Ah yes, we're chasing Kaoru. I ran through the crowd as fast as I could, bobbing and weaving through the citizens going about their business, until at last I caught up to her. She was Kaoru, no mistake.
Oh, what's the matter? You seem to be out of breath.
Sorry for surprising you, that is. Kaoru, do you remember me?
Yes, you were with the Shinsengumi. I remember you.
May I ask you something?
My, what is it?
I gulped. I knew I had to choose my words carefully when asking her. One of the Shinsengumi saw a girl who looked like me at the Sanjo-Ohashi Bridge a while ago. Could that have been you?
I don't know. I do go by the Sanjo-Ohashi fairly often. But if I were there, would that have been a problem?
Oh. I was embarrassed for asking her what seemed to be an irrelevant question, but her eyes thinned.
Perhaps what you truly want to ask me is whether I've been there at night. Am I right?
Could it be? If it was an autumn night and you got in the Shinsengumi's way...
Then you and I are going to need to have a little talk. I don't want to give away all the details, but it ends with your death.
Oh, Okita. I hadn't realized he caught up with me so quickly.
Ah, and you're Okita from the Shinsengumi. Thank you for helping me the other day.
She bowed, but Okita didn't even seem to notice.
So, you're going to answer the question. Were you there that night?
Okita wore the same half-smile he always did, but his body was as tight as a bowstring, ready to have his blade in hand at a moment's notice.
My death? Please don't say such scary things like that. Lots of people pass by the Sanjo-Ohashi during the day. At night, though, I don't go near it because of the notice board stuff. I can't believe you suspect me just because my face happens to look like someone else's.
She sadly looked down, and I rushed to shake my head. Oh, of course, I understand. Sorry for asking something so rude. I guess it really wasn't her. You're just gonna take her at her word? I felt embarrassed for even doubting her for a second, so I apologized.
Man, you're so easy.
Yes, indeed.
Just like that, you're gonna believe her. Even if she was the culprit, what makes you think she would be like, oh, that's right, I did do it?
Well...
Why do you trust her so easily?
I don't know.
Is it because she looks like you? Or because she's a girl?
I didn't have an answer. Kaoru then took one step back.
Can I go now? I have to be somewhere. Excuse me.
Kaoru. She turned and ducked away, disappearing back into the crowd. Had I done the right thing, I wondered? In covering for her? How did I cover for her? I was pondering whether or not I should give chase again when I heard Okita begin to cough. Okita! Are you okay? Okita!
Stay back.
I stepped toward him, but he threw out a hand and twisted his face upward to glare at me.
I'm fine. So just stay there, okay?
It was the sheer force of his personality that stopped me, not just his words. For a little while he coughed as if his lungs were going to collapse. Eventually his coughing slowed, then began to subside. His cough finally ended, and he wiped his sweat and looked up. Okita, is something wrong?
Like what?
I mean, why don't we find somewhere to rest? You don't look too well.
Oh, I was just tired. I mean, you did make me run all the way here. And besides, we're in the middle of a round. We have no time to rest.
But...
No buts. I'm fine. Now, about the girl Kaoru. Asking her about the thing with the notice board was important. I agree with you. But even... No. Because how important that is, you shouldn't have run off on your own like that. What if she had been an enemy of ours? What if she had accomplices hidden nearby? Could you have handled it alone?
Well...
Did you even consider that possibility?
Nope, not at all.
Well, that she'd planned to lure you here.
Not even a little.
There's not that many people here. No one would notice if you screamed. It's a great spot for an ambush, you know.
You're right. She hadn't tried to attack me, but Okita was right. Next time I might not be so lucky. I could have easily run into a trap.
You need to be more careful, all right? I can take care of you, but without me around, you're just a useless kid.
I gripped my fist and looked down. Sorry. I felt bad causing him extra stress, so I apologized and he sighed.
Huh. Man, I'm not the type to lecture either. Stop being so timid. You can rely on us when you need to. Well, I've gotten pretty used to saving your ass by now. A couple more times isn't going to mean much.
He let out a snort of laughter. It's second nature now. That night, after everyone else had gone to bed, I lay awake thinking about what had happened. I couldn't forget what Okita had said. A useless kid. He was right. Compared to the captains, no, even compared to the weakest Shinsengumi foot soldier, I was pathetic. I had been lying there staring at the ceiling. My actions today were no doubt reckless. I mean, if this happened a little while ago, I'm sure I would have been killed, no questions asked. The fact that I got away with just a lecture shows that they're starting to trust me a little more, but I couldn't go on like this. Tomorrow I start working harder. But no sooner had I closed my eyes. Uh-oh. What? There was a sudden crash from the hallway outside my room. I rolled up and out of my bed, just as the door exploded into my room. Standing in the hole was one of the Shinsengumi soldiers. Hey, you look a lot like the Ronin on the street. Is something wrong? I called out to him despite being incredibly alert and guarded, but the soldier remained quiet. Did you need something?
Blood.
Huh? I squinted to get a clearer picture. Just then, his hair instantly turned white.
Blood. I need blood.
His eyes were ominously red, and he looked directly at me. Huh? He was one of the Furies.
Give me blood.
To top it off, he was completely mad. Just like the warrior I saw that one night in Kyoto. I had to call for help. I couldn't possibly face a deranged superhuman monster on my own. I inhaled, preparing to call for help. No, I couldn't call for help. If I did, then I could risk jeopardizing the Shinsengumi's secret about the Furies. That would spell disaster for the Shinsengumi. I had to find another way. The Fury, unfortunately, was not similarly encumbered by doubts. Ah! His sword hissed through the air, and I felt the metal of its blade burn into the flesh of my arm. Gah! A sharp pain seared into thought from my wound. The Fury saw my blood dripping, and his eyes became even more mad. Blood sprang from the cut. I pressed down on it desperately with my free hand, but to no avail. Thick red liquid spilled between my fingers, fled down my arm and onto the floor.
Yes, blood. Give me blood.
The Fury became increasingly erratic, and he started licking the blood-stained sword. He began to creep towards me, his movements odd and jerky, like a massive spider. Oh no. My back slammed against the wall. I'm going to die. Just when I prepared myself for death, I suddenly remembered Okita's words from earlier that day.
Stop being so timid. You can rely on us when you need to.
Okita, everyone. Someone, help!
Blood. Blood.
He was down on his hands and knees, licking my spilt blood off the floor. Well, hopefully that'll keep him busy for a while. Get up and run! There was no samurai there. It seemed what little humanity he had left him entirely. I used his distraction to gain distance from him. Good girl. Please, I beg to any god who might be listening, let someone come.
Not enough. Not enough.
He looked up from the floor. My sleeve was soaked in blood from the cut on my arm. His eyes locked onto it, and I saw them light up with animalistic hunger. His grin was a nightmarish thing.
Yes, that. Give me more of your blood.
He kicked the floor roughly and came charging at me. No! There was no doubt. He was going to kill me. I froze.
Get down. Don't look up until I tell you.
I heard a voice from nearby and immediately followed the orders and ducked.
Grah!
The Fury seemed to be shocked to see Hijikata come out of nowhere. The Fury spun to attack Hijikata, but the commander's sword was faster.
Ugh.
His twisted cry reverberated from the room's walls. He writhed in agony, but his wound started to heal immediately. The heart, Hijikata, the heart!
Get over here, now!
Yes! I ran to his side. I heard other footsteps pounding down the hallways.
You alright, Chizuru?
Hey, isn't he...
He's the warrior who had to drink the water of life the other day. He's too far gone. We can't let him live.
I guess he really didn't take it well. Oh, everybody in battle stances! And it's the big three! At some unspoken signal, a chorus of blades slid from their scabbards. Shin, Sano, don't screw this up!
Who the hell do you think we are, Heisuke? If a captain can't take out a simple soldier, even if he is a fury, he'd have to resign. Assuming he wasn't dead.
They fanned quickly, circling the wounded soldier. There was no escape.
No hard feelings.
No feelings at all after that. Jeez.
Ugh!
The captains all attacked at once, and the Fury was killed almost instantly. That's the way to do it. The excitement was over. Or so I thought. But it hadn't been only the captains who'd heard my cry for help. That's why I didn't want to do it in the first place.
Ugh! Who's causing such a ruckus at this hour of night?
Ito! Ito rubbed his still sleepy eyes, stepped into the room and froze.
What's going on here? Damn it. I've seen that soldier before. I thought he was sentenced to death the other day for breaking the code. And look at all of this blood. Are you guys responsible for this?
Ito, it's not like that. This is...
What is it not like? Why have our captains cut down one of their own men? Explain this at once. What happened here?
Ito was fuming and screaming.
My apologies. My lack of discipline is at fault here.
No, Sanin, you should not have come out here. Sanin? Seeing Sanin, Ito's eyes grew wide.
Sanin? What are you doing here? You are supposed to be dead?
The captains fell silent. Eventually...
I guess we can't keep it a secret any longer. Yukimura, you step out. You can use my room for the night.
I know my being here won't do anything, but I wonder if they'll be alright. Would they be able to explain the situation enough to Ito so he wouldn't freak out? There was so much to worry about, but Hijikata looked at me sternly.
Did you not hear me? I said get out.
Okay. I was worried, but I knew there was nothing else I could do, so I left the room. Oh, Sanin, they could have come up with a better excuse if you hadn't shown up. Huh? Is it morning already? The birds chirping woke me up. Maybe they could have said they'd delay the guy's sentencing or something, you know? But no, Sanin had to come show his face. I shot up, thrown off initially because the ceiling was unfamiliar to me. I remembered that Hijikata had told me to stay in his room for the night, and at the same time, the events of last night were beginning to flood into my mind. The warrior who'd gone mad, the pain of the blade slicing my arm. I touched my right arm, wrapped in bandages. I couldn't feel a throbbing pain anymore, so I took off my bandage to see my injury. Of course it's healed. What had been an ugly open wound the night before was now little more than a faint white line. In a few days, even that would be gone. I wouldn't need any bandages anymore, but... well, I guess it's good that the wound is gone, but if anyone sees this... I wrapped myself back up again. It'll be inconvenient to wear, but... I'm going to pretend to still have this injury. I wonder what everyone's doing. I decided to head to the common room to see what's going on.
Oh, you?
Yes, me. Ito, Miki, and... Saito and Heisuke. What are you guys doing so early in the morning?
Well, considering what happened last night, I'm not a heavy enough sleeper to have the kind of beauty sleep I need with that noise. You were injured, right, Yukimura? How's your injured arm doing?
Well, it's not that bad.
Is that so? Well, I'm glad.
Huh? His mood was almost the polar opposite of the previous night. He seemed now to be in rather high spirits. Ito? Has something happened?
Oh, would you like to know?
Yes.
I won't tell you, but I suppose you might have an idea, though.
You tease.
Isn't that right, Toho, Saito?
What? I cocked an eyebrow at Heisuke and Saito. Yeah, I guess. The moment our eyes met, he looked away. That seemed odd. Saito?
You have no need for this information just now.
Unlike his companion, Saito met my gaze straight on, but his eyes were flat and utterly devoid of any emotion. It was as if he put up a wall.
What the hell? That's a little cold of you having that pass for a goodbye, isn't it? Or did you want to get out of here as soon as possible or something?
Get out of here?
Saburo, watch your mouth. We'll be on our way now. Good day, Yukimura.
Goodbye, Yukimura.
Later. And then they were gone, leaving me wondering what had just happened.
Oh, hey Yukimura. Are you sure it's alright for you to be up and about already?
I'm fine. I slept really well and I feel a lot better. And my wound doesn't seem to be as deep as it looked.
That's great. I'm sorry about what happened to you, though.
It's alright. Anyways, I ran into Ito on my way here. He was acting very peculiar. Did something happen? Inoue and Shimada looked at one another, both wearing troubled expressions.
So you saw them, eh?
Both Ito and Miki were behaving rather strangely. And Heisuke and Saito were acting kind of strangely too. Strange actions for everyone. I was starting to feel concerned, looking at the two of them for an answer. After some thought, Shimada opened up.
Yeah, well, Ito and some of the others are leaving.
What? Leave?
They're going to form a new group, different from the Shinsengumi.
Is that okay?
He had a meeting this morning with the chief and Commander Hijikata.
Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Yes. I intend to take some of my comrades and leave. We will be appointed official guardians of the Imperial Mausoleum.
Why do they need so many people to guard a mausoleum?
I have been considering such a move for some time now. But after last night's excitement, I didn't think it'd work out anymore. I knew when I joined the Shinsengumi that my imperialism might not be welcome, but I thought we could work past that. I see now that I was mistaken.
Just spit it out, Ito. Basically, you want to split up the Shinsengumi.
Who's the one that's been deceiving me for the past 3 years?
If you insist, then I'll do as you ask. You must remember, however, that last night's incident is a result of orders from the shogunate. We cannot allow you to reveal this secret.
Then I propose a deal. Allow me to depart, peacefully that is. And in turn I will remain silent. I also wish to bring several of your men with me.
Why can't we just kill him?
Very well, but anyone you wish to take must agree to leave.
Of course. I will naturally maintain the fiction that we intend to continue to cooperate with one another. A stance that will no doubt benefit both of us.
Cooperation, fine. Toshi, what do you think? It's your decision, not mine.
Then, Heisuke and Saito...
Yes, they were leaving with Ito. I confess I'm rather surprised. I mean, I understand Heisuke since he's known Ito for some time, but I was not expecting it of Saito.
No. Then, would that mean I could never see them again?
Don't worry. Remember what I said? We're going to keep relations amicable between our two organizations.
Kondo. It was kind of him to try and comfort me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was going to befall the Shinsengumi and its members.
You aren't going to let the men interact with the guard, though, right? Of course not. He gets to leave, but that doesn't mean I'm going to let him get away with whatever he wants.
But is this really okay? Ito and the others leaving, I mean.
Ito and his men leaving isn't the problem. Although, I was a little surprised that Heisuke and Saito decided to go with that snake. I would say it was more than a little. But I guess all this comes from our own faults and our inability to keep them happy.
From there, the conversation moved to a discussion of politics that was beyond my ability to follow. And what could I have said anyway? The decision had been made, and there was nothing I could have said to change it. I got up quietly and left the common room. I never thought something like this could happen. I looked up to the sky, watching the clouds form in streaks above me, and then lowered my gaze. It seemed like just yesterday that we were all living our normal lives at the compounds. Then, all of a sudden, we've arrived at today, helpless as our troops split amongst themselves. I couldn't wrap my head around it. However, even with all of my confusion, I was especially worried about these soldiers. What about the feelings of those who are being left behind? I wanted to know how the people in the Shinsengumi felt about Ito and his followers leaving. I decided to ask someone who knows Ito, which would be Heisuke and Sanin. I waited for night to come and I snuck out of my room. It was a risk, but I could only speak with this person about Ito during the hours of the night. I knew who we were going after then. I crept slowly into the depths of the compounds, through a dark hallway. Once again attempting to be ninja, and failing.
What could you be doing up at this hour? Are you having some trouble sleeping?
Yes, could you help me? Oh, Sanin.
I sincerely apologize for the actions of my men last night. How was your wound?
Yes, it wasn't anything serious, so don't worry. I'm fine.
Ah, is that so? I'm pleased to hear it. Is this what brought you to me tonight?
No, it's something different. I wanted to ask you about something.
I see. A question, is it? It must have been important for you to bring it to me, so I shall answer to the best of my ability.
I think you knew Ito very well. I wanted to know how you felt about Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving with him.
I'm certain that not everyone is enthused about Ito's departure. However, it is not as bad as everyone may interpret it to be, because the Shinsengumi works on behalf of the shogunate. Getting information on the Imperial Nationalist Party has its challenges. It is growing more difficult to obtain any information on their movements. However, now that Ito has aligned himself with the Imperial Court, it is much easier for him to obtain information from the Imperial Nationalists. Now that he doesn't have the obligation of serving information to the Shinsengumi, he can act on behalf of his own interests. I believe this is the primary reason for Ito's behavior. And I'm sure Kondo and Hijikata are aware, which is why they won't say anything.
I had no idea that these reasons led to Ito leaving, as well as Saito and Heisuke leaving.
However, when it comes to Ito, I just hope that whatever they're planning doesn't come back around to bite them.
I wonder what he means by that. Maybe there's more happening than Sanin's letting on. So, are you saying that Saito and Heisuke know anything about that?
No, I don't think they've been told as much. I mean, given the current political climate, I'm sure they were looking to test their mettle and see what they're made of. In the end, though, I have a feeling they will return to us.
Really? Did Sanin seriously think they'd come back? Yes, I hope so as well. I hate it when the band splits up. Yes, I hope so as well.
You have faith in them, don't you?
I do, but I have faith in everyone. Even you, Sanin. Don't look so surprised about that.
How nice that you'd have faith in someone like me. You shouldn't put too much faith in adults.
What are you saying? Everyone here is an adult. Huh? What do you mean?
I'm kidding.
I felt like I was meeting the Sanin I'd met for the first time years ago. I became warm thinking about it.
Did I adequately answer your question?
Oh yes, thank you.
Not a problem. Now please return to your room before you get caught.
Sanin ended the conversation curtly, bowing and turning to disappear into the darkness. I'm glad we were able to speak. I think I'll sleep soundly tonight. My wound healed completely soon afterward, but I kept the bandages on. I didn't want anyone to see that my scar had healed. Since Ito, Heisuke, and Saito all left, the compounds felt so much larger and emptier. Around the same time, Takeda, one of the captains of the Shinsengumi, had also left. Why? I guess these are things we can't help, but it felt as if everyone was going in different directions, off to forge their own paths. I couldn't help but feel sad about it. Me too. I don't like it when people leave. July 1867. July 1867. 3 months had passed since Ito left the Shinsengumi, taking his men and the others with him. Late one evening, I laid in my warm futon at an hour where I should have been asleep, but I was tossing and turning in my bed. My mind was wide awake. I wasn't falling asleep any time soon. But why? I was nervous, certainly, and I trained earlier that day, but neither of those was anything new. I needed to get to sleep soon, or I'd oversleep in the morning, and that would be embarrassing. As I forced my eyes shut for the 1000th time, I heard someone calling out for me.
Yukimura, you still awake?
The voice outside belonged to Hijikata. I scrambled to my feet. Yes, what is it?
You have a visitor. Once you're dressed, come to the common room.
A visitor? Who would come to visit me, especially at such a late hour? I stood, puzzled, but I rushed to get dressed and shuffled toward the common room. I slid open the door and walked in, and I was surprised at what I saw.
I apologize for disturbing your sleep.
Oh, that's fine, but
You got some crazy bedhead. Didn't you have time to brush it?
apparently not. What? Really? I'm so sorry,
Cut the stupid joke, Soji.
Huh? It was a joke?
And don't worry, you don't have bedhead.
Thanks for coming. Please sit here.
Okay. Even Sanin was here. Seeing all the captains of the Shinsengumi gathered, I shook with nerves. I went to sit down in the corner, but when I locked eyes with the person sitting in front of me, my eyes grew wide. Reason being, the person who was sitting was... Hello, Chizuru. How are you doing? I'm sorry for visiting you so late at night. Sen? So, my visitor was Sen? What could she be doing here? Only then did I notice a beautiful woman dressed as a ninja seated next to Sen. Ah, yes, this one is with me. My bodyguard, one might say. Bodyguard? I looked at the captains, hoping someone would explain the situation.
Supposedly, she really wants to talk to you.
I guess he's leaving it up to me to talk first. So, Sen, what brings you here today? Even though I was nervous at the very least, our relationship was beyond just acquaintances. Sen looked back at me with a stern expression, and she looked down before speaking calmly. Well, I'll get straight to the point. I've come to take you. Take me where? Come to take me? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Well, it's actually a long story. I'm not quite sure where to begin.
There's no time. We must make preparations to leave immediately.
Ah, Kimigiko is so pretty. Wait, hold on. Why should I go with you?
Yeah, that's a damn good question. You just barge in here, ask to see her, and spring this on us.
Are you her relatives or something? She doesn't seem to have any idea, though.
Sen, can you explain a little more? Yes, I do suppose you have a point. I suppose arriving suddenly and springing this upon you would be rather perplexing. Very well, I shall start at the beginning. It may take some time.
Should we step out?
No, I'd like you all to stay. It does involve the lot of you as well. She glanced around the room, looking at each of the captains, and started to speak. You are familiar with Kazuma, yes? I hear you have crossed swords with him once or twice.
How'd you know that?
Oh, well, I hear most of the things that happen in Kyoto, eventually.
Huh. You're something like Kazuma and his punks, aren't you?
I would rather prefer not to be associated with his ilk, but yes, in a sense you are correct.
Fine, you were talking about Kazuma. He showed up at Ikedaya, Hamaguri, and Nijo. He's got something to do with the Satsuma and Choshu, doesn't he?
Well, most of the time it seems more like he was there for his own reasons, not any kind of domain politics.
Either way, he's an enemy of the Shinsengumi.
Then you are also aware that he is pursuing your lady friend here. Sen gestured at me for the captain's benefit, then fixed me with a level stare. What was going on? This was getting stranger and stranger, and I was starting to think I didn't really want to know the rest of the story.
We are aware of that. We are also aware that Kazuma and his compatriots call themselves demons. Not that we're inclined to believe such a claim, of course.
No, I do not think their claim as demons is unfounded. All three of them possess powers that make them incomparable to humans. However, despite their strengths, their presence is virtually unknown amongst the public. In normal circumstances, that is impossible.
Huh, it's rare for you to say something so kind, Sonnen.
So, go on, Sen. Ah, then you know they are demons. Excellent. That will save me some time, then. I am not a human either. I also am a demon. You are? I am, in fact, a princess. Princess Sen. With that, she gave us an elegant bow, exactly like what one might expect from a princess. I come from a family of ninja who have served Princess Sen and her family for generations.
It all makes sense now. I'd wondered why you were being so friendly. You were gathering information on the Shinsengumi.
I have no idea what you mean. She tilted her head to the side politely and met Hijikata's glare with an innocent smile.
You know her? Move your eyes up about 6 inches, Shinpachi. That's Kimigiku. She's, dressed a little different from when we met her at Shimbara, but that's her face all right.
Harada's the only one that's good with the women like that.
What?
Kimigiku smiled. We demons have lived in this country since a very long time ago. The top officials in the shogunate and in many of the domains already know of us. Most demons had no interest in human matters and preferred to be left alone to go about their own affairs in peace. However, humans in positions of power saw that they might achieve great things with the assistance of demons, and so demanded that assistance. And did the demons obey? Many did not. They felt they had no obligation to involve themselves in human affairs. Human ambition meant nothing to them. But when they refused, the human lords were furious. They sent out great armies to destroy the villages of the demons. How horrible! The demon clans scattered across the country and were forced into hiding. No longer isolated in their communities, they went on to mate with humans. These days there are few demons who can claim a pure bloodline.
And I assume Kazuma is one of these.
Sen nodded. Currently, the largest pure-blood family is the Kazuma, who have the Satsuma domain's support. You have already met the head, Chikage Kazuma. Chikage Kazuma. In the east, the largest family is the Yukimura. That would be your family, Chizuru. What? I heard that the domains of the Yukimura clan living in the hidden village were destroyed by humans. But it would seem there is a survivor. That survivor is her. Chizuru, the blood that runs in your veins is pure and strong. I sense great power from you. No way, I think they meant Kimigiku, but they said Kiku. I don't know. I had Kiku gather as much history on your family as she could. Yeah, they did meet Kimigiku. I know you may find it all difficult to believe, but you are very much a demon. The revelation of all this was nearly impossible to comprehend. I was at a loss for words. And this is an extremely inconvenient spot to stop, but I've been going on way too long already, We're gonna have to stop there. I'm sorry. There's never really a good place to stop. Well, rarely ever. Well, anyway, I hope to see you for the rest of this scene in the next episode. See what other revelations we can get from Sen and Kimigiku here. Or I'd love to see you in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.